Hey there, hope everything's going well. So if you're an incoming student to Cal Poly majoring in computer science, computer engineering, or software engineering, then you might be wondering about the key differences between these three majors. So that's exactly what I'll be covering in this video. So to start off, let's compare computer science and software engineering. Now for the first 2 years, both majors have essentially the same core classes. However, in the third and fourth years, they do start to branch out a little bit. For computer science, a lot of the focus is on helping you become a better software engineer and preparing you for the industry. However, there is also a focus on the theoretical side of things, and you'll see this through some required systems classes like operating systems, opportunities for computer networking or distributed systems classes, as well as theory classes like theory of computation. Now, I've personally enjoyed these types of classes, but I know for a lot of other CS students that's not always the case, especially for a class like OS or operating systems, for instance. And I think this is where the software engineering major makes its case. And finally, both majors are very comparable in terms of overall units required. However, do keep in mind that both majors offer you plenty of tech electives. I think CS offers up to 5 and software engineering up to 4. So there's plenty of room to explore different topics that you're interested in. So while that may sound great on paper, I will say that a lot of these software engineering upper level classes I've read about and observed do tend to sound very similar in their objectives and class goals. And the other thing is, I definitely think you can acquire a lot of the skills that these classes are supposed to teach you from just joining clubs like Hack for Impact, for example, where you can work as a nonprofit software developer, or doing your internships as well, and also doing your own side projects, for example. So now if we kind of bundle these two and compare them to computer engineering, here we do have major differences, as computer engineering is the only one of the three with a major hardware component to it. So with CPE, in addition to essentially the same core classes as a CS or an SE student, you'll also be taking a lot of electrical engineering classes like hardware security, microcontrollers, and digital design. So in that sense, CPE gives you the most well-rounded skill set. One thing to keep in mind though is that these electrical engineering classes can be pretty rigorous from what I've heard, and also the CPE major requires roughly 12 units more than the CS or SE majors. And while you aren't required to take some CS classes like algorithms, for example, that are very useful, especially for interviews, CPE does offer you plenty of tech elective options, I believe up to 4, and a lot of CPE majors I know have been easily been able to fit classes like algorithms into their schedule. Additionally, while SE and CS tend to help students land more exclusively software-focused roles, CPE does give you a wider net, as a lot of students can land firmware or more hardware-focused roles as well. And for example, at career fairs, I've seen have been lots of semiconductor companies that show up and prefer CPEs or even require CPEs for certain positions they have. Overall, it really comes down to what interests you the most. So I would suggest for you to talk to more professors, other students, for example, do your own research, and then stick with whatever interests you in the end and make the most out of it. Hope this was helpful overall. If it was, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.